Big Boy's
Big
neighborhood.
Boy.
All righty. I'm almost nervous. Nick Cannon is in the neighborhood. And, Nick, we've been doing interviews for many years, man.
Years.
And we've had a lot of situations that we got ourselves caught up in.
Man.
Yeah.
If I wouldn't have done interviews with you, I don't even know where my life would be right now.
Do you think it would be better or where you are now?
I don't know. I might still be married.
Yeah.
Oh, so now you blaming
dude,
it on me, huh? So now it's Big Boy's fault.
let me tell you, I blatantly asked him. I said, Nick, do you feel like I'm the cause of your divorce? And what did you say?
Yep.
You're so straight about it.
Yeah.
It's your fault.
And Nick, do you really feel like I was a part of? And I don't take like, oh man, but do you really feel?
That's a good interviewer when he can really get into your personal life like that. No, I think what it was, everybody knows. I just say what's ever on my mind, especially when it's someone that I consider a friend. So
yeah, and your friend broke up your marriage.
That was my fault and it's funny because it all started. It's actually messed up a lot of stuff for me because we was playing one of Big's games.
Of course.
Yeah, sorry about that.
And I was at times I was just trying to win the game.
Too competitive. See,
I wasn't really thinking about
Going home.
feelings,
Right.
going home, and
happen after.
And it started some things that and I stand firm by the things that I say.
Yeah.
So I didn't apologize to anyone.
of course you didn't.
And by that shows that maybe I'm not as mature as I thought I was.
Back in the days, though.
Yeah, I'm still growing. But that's even we're not gonna do this today.
Right? Yeah.
Okay.
We gonna do it today, but we're not gonna do
Okay.
this
Yeah.
today.
We'll see about that.
We're going to do it in a whole different way now. Because now I'm going to tell you straight up, Nick, now I'm nervous. You know what I'm saying? Usually the people calling him be like, man, what you going to ask him? What you going to ask him?
What are you going to mess
You
up for
came in
him?
and I'm like, man, what are you going to answer? What are you going to answer?
Yeah, what
And
you gonna
everything, because that's the thing. I try to stand by the fact that I'm solid, I'm honest, and I speak my truth. But sometimes that gets me in trouble.
Right. You never just
Can't do
said,
nothing else
have you
about that.
ever had an interview where you said, I can't answer that?
Nah, I've never said that. And I take pride in just being honest. But again, in current situations, I just speak my mind. And I've stepped away from marriages and millions of dollars. and
Yeah, man.
All of that
Speaking your
stuff just
mind.
speaking my mind.
I do want to get into all that, but I gotta start. First off, I gotta start with the Kanye West.
Yeah.
It's
Speaking my
Let's
mind.
start there.
and I'm not gonna beat around the bush, house wilding out, how this, how that. Hey,
Even
man,
though that's
is
what
that
we're
a
here
new
to talk
tattoo?
about.
We are.
We're gonna get to
the
that.
tour, Staples Center. Okay, let's get
Longest
back
running
to that.
hip hop show.
Yeah.
Hello.
We're going to sell out the Staples Center this weekend. All right, now let's get
As
to
we
it.
should. Now,
Yeah.
okay, what happened with you and Kanye West? Now, I know that Kanye came on and told you,
Drake
and Tyson
and Tyson Beckford to
trio
kind
y'all.
of keep his name and his wife's name out of your mouth.
And this is, I probably could say this, and I probably would say out of those three that he named, he and I probably have the best relationship.
Yeah.
Even though he probably made more money with Drake.
Right, yeah.
But he and
as far as relationships,
I know me and Kanye known each other before the millions, and so there was. I feel like it was some deep rooted stuff in him coming at me, and I think that's why he said my name first.
Right.
beyond
You.
just the Kim
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, and I think I don't know. I got to be honest because I got nothing but love and respect for him and his spirit because that's what his spirit was.
Yeah. The
trouble.
spirit was talking.
Wasn't sitting well.
So I wanted to get his spirit right. But I honestly felt like it was I didn't think it was he's a master at manipulating the media and controlling the media and controlling his message. So I had to step back and be like, why is he doing this?
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Right. You just felt like it was something deeper, not on the surface.
I don't know. One of it might have been it's Yeezy promotion. You know what I mean? He was new to Instagram. You know, he was talking and he was referencing some old media while he was focusing on his media. So I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna answer back with my media.
You know,
Yeah.
I sold out this place right behind me right here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So I was like, I'm gonna play the game that he's playing.
And you were on a plane traveling.
Yeah,
and then you touched down and you didn't
and
know.
my whole every phone I had, everybody's phone around me was
Hitting
going
you up.
crazy, and I was like,
Okay.
Ye at his best, you know.
Calling you out.
And I was like, hey, I'm happy to be a part of the circus. Let's get to it.
I heard that.
And, you know, obviously, to the core, I consider that dude a friend. And if you look at any interview that I've ever done in the recent, whether I'm speaking about, you know, my past or what the current, you know, pop culture topic is with Kanye and Kim and all that, I've always, in my opinion, saluted their union as well as protected him in my opinion, like was saying like I stood up for him when it was the slavery is the choice and all.
Right.
I've always been like, yo, that's not what that man was trying to say.
Right.
And I even said that to him. I was like, yo, I'm always gonna ride for you even when you wrong, because that's what cats who ride with each other, that's what solid cats do.
Yeah, man.
But I think a lot of it was pageantry at the end of the day.
Really though.
I think it was just like, I think that's what, the train's going by. He in Chicago, like
Right.
He did the same.
I think that was his way.
Let this L go by.
Yeah,
Right.
He was letting people know that he back.
And
Right.
he really didn't have your number just to call you?
Nah, not at that time. Obviously, we got each other's numbers now.
Yeah.
Right.
But it had been a minute since we had talked to each other, and I feel like there's a lot of stuff that needed to be discussed, along with a lot of people who. I love the fact that Kanye is getting back to his roots.
Right.
Like,
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
if anybody sees that. But, whether it's being in Chicago, surrounding himself with the guys that he started with.
Yeah.
Like, that's beautiful, man, to be able
And
to
you want to
come
see
full
that.
circle. Yeah.
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? You want to see that, and you want to continue to salute that, because so many times, Nick, we want to see people run amok and foul, and
And then come back. We love a comeback story.
But I'm talking about, we just love to see the person just take off, just go.
Right.
yeah.
So I
We
do
love to
salute
go
when we
crazy.
see, when we see like, okay, yeah.
And I
Like,
think it is having the right people around you and being so. I mean, when you think about Kanye's career, he's been through quite a bit, and for him to actually step up and acknowledge all that and get back to his core, I'm excited to see what comes next from Kanye.
Nick Cannon, how as men, how did y'all talk on the phone? Like, how did y'all get in touch with each
I mean,
other?
I need to see him. We got to see each other in person,
Right.
and I think, and
You gonna
that's-
beat him up? Oh, I didn't know.
Nah, man.
That
That's
sounds
what I'm
threatening when he was like,
Why
we
you
gotta
say
see
like
each other
But
in
that's
person.
that's what friends do.
Yeah,
like,
but
and that's
so how did y'all
Face
get
to
in
face.
contact with each other? Because y'all haven't seen each other in person.
Nah, because he's still in Chicago, from my understanding.
Mm-hmm.
But once we, wherever it is, I'm thinking it's gonna be on Wild 'N Out. That's what I want it to be.
That's
Of
what you
course
hoping
you
for.
do.
The 200th episode.
There you go.
That's your
There it is.
pageantry.
There it is. There it is. Come to this show.
That's your pageantry.
There it is. But I don't know, man. I think it was.
But how did y'all get together? Like, how did y'all have a conversation?
He reached out, I think, and I think it's funny thing. It wasn't about we didn't chop it up about the issue. It was more about like, man, it's been a minute, and kind of getting back to it. And that's why I was like, that probably was more for the public. And he said what he had to say, and I actually respect what he had to say. Other than the fact that demanding me what I can and cannot say, but
Right.
I understand his scenario all the way. Like I felt that way when Eminem was talking crazy about my wife.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
and so I understood that it was like, okay, he's being the patriarch and the protector in the moment, and it was a bunch of stuff that he hadn't addressed, and he felt like those were one of the things that he had to address. But and I had to respect that aspect of it, but it was just like how he went about it. Like, I wasn't even really taking it serious.
How did y'all get off the phone? Like, how long were y'all on the phone?
It was more like it was more a lot more text.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
You know how that goes. Like I don't think, and it was funny. He was like, "Yo, I gotta wait for this train to go by before I can go." He was joking
the
about
same
like,
Yeah.
He was,
Like, I saw what you was doing.
Yeah. So-
I saw what you was doing.
but again, I'm looking forward to chopping it up with him in person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
and you guys are definitely in a better place. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Right.
I don't
That's
think
good.
it was ever a bad place. I
Right.
think the media blew it up, and especially when he started.
I know I did.
Yeah,
Yeah, me.
and
Oh,
that's
man.
why I say he's a master at it. And then he throw the bait out there, and everybody bites. And it's funny because then people start just pulling up all of my interviews every time I might have mentioned him or his wife, and it's like I actually do think that's corny. I don't like to bring that type of stuff. I don't
Right.
like to even bring up my past. But because we get in situations,
And boy, do you have a pass.
we start talking about stuff, and because I am very open in how I speak, you ask me a question, I'm gonna answer it, and it doesn't matter who it's about, I'm gonna address it.
Yeah.
And it's we've gone down this road many times.
Yeah, we have, man. Like I say, I'm nervous, man. But so you and Kanye, y'all have yet to
We
talk.
good.
And do you get like even now us talking about it? Do you feel out of pocket? Like, damn, I shouldn't even be talking about this.
I do, because it's like I'm here to talk about the tour.
Man, get that shit out of here. All right, y'all stick around y'all radios, man. We got
But
Nick
we gotta
Cannon.
talk about this, so I get it.
Yeah.
I'm a radio guy.
And
I
we
know.
got this out the way. Nick, how's life, man?
Life is amazing, man. I'm smiling. That's
I
all that
heard that.
matters.
Really? And why are you smiling more than us?
There's a secret.
You know what I'm
couple
saying?
more commas in
Come
there.
on.
That's
Yeah,
why.
not
It
just
actually has
commas.
nothing to do with the money. It's
Yeah,
just
because you had
my
money ever
inner
since
wealth.
you said my name is Nick Cannon and I said I'm Big Boy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like-
you've had money.
I'm just happy, man.
How much money do you have, Nick?
man?
Without going on and looking at that celebrity net worth garbage.
I don't
Like, how
know.
much money do you have?
I know I generate.
If we went to the ATM right now, all righty, and you pulled out $20, what would that little receipt say?
it would. I don't know.
Yeah.
Cause I got a few different
wow.
accounts. I don't just
Right,
have
right.
Check one of them.
Right.
You know, I got a couple of black
Like,
cards.
whoa, a
Okay,
couple.
black
Don't
cards.
you have to spend like $500,000
You
a year to
and
get that?
I got two.
I have a photo.
Yeah. Can I
have
Remember,
one of
don't
those?
let me see that. I'll remember that number and be like,
Yeah. Do you ever cash app
CVC
girls?
number.
I do Cash App, girl.
Man.
Apple Pay, Cash App.
I heard that. Man. So Nick,
got
what do you
two
think
of
you
them.
worth for real, man?
I'm gonna be like this because every time I see those Forbes lists,
Yeah.
in the network, I think that's fake.
Uh-huh.
You don't
I
it's
think their
real?
publicists set that up because I know I've never been on a Forbes list, and I like it
But
like
you
that.
think you should be?
No.
But
I think
I'm
the
talking
people,
about you worthy of being?
Google
but I
your
know
net
what I
worth.
generate. You
Right.
know what I mean? And it's just like, oh, okay, that's cool.
If you generate that kind of money for Forbes and everything, why have you never come in with like breakfast? Or you know what I'm saying?
Nothing.
Because you appear to be broke.
No, you
I
haven't.
have.
Like
Not-
you
not
come in with
recently,
Gucci
but-
wraps on and these furry ass Gucci slippers.
hamster slippers.
You know what I'm saying? Look at this, man. Poor,
His feet probably
poor little
stink.
calico cat that died to make them damn ugly ass shoes.
You got to be careful with that because if you
It's
don't.
my first time wearing those.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, careful after that because there was a
Yeah.
whole thing about like people not wearing socks when they wore Uggs, and it's very similar fur.
That's
You
what I'm
look
trying
like
to
you would've
say.
rocked
I'm
some
fresh
Uggs,
out
too.
the shower. I came from the gym, got in the shower, so I'm
Yeah, but it's still early. You know?
I ain't gonna wear this all day.
I forgot.
It's my
I forgot
morning
you do,
outfit.
I forgot you do
Oh.
wardrobe
He's like,
change.
why are you? No,
This is just a morning one.
Yeah. Hey, man. Now, Nick, you say life is good, man. Would Nick Cannon, would you ever marry again?
Hell no.
Damn.
Dang.
You need one to pause and think about it.
No.
Like if I find the
Why?
right.
Absolutely not.
Why?
Why would I want the
How do
government
you-
to get involved with my love life?
Okay.
And how explain that because she's about to get married. So
Next
please.
weekend.
That's why she's being all
It's just
angry.
a contract when you think about what it is, and it's
Why
not
you
even a
didn't tell me this 10
contract.
years ago?
It's not a contract between
I love
two
you,
people.
brother, but goddamn it, listen to this.
And watch when you try to break that contract. God forbid if that ever happens, the government they gonna make more money off of it than you.
Damn. But you and Mariah, y'all had a good breakup though, right?
We did, but
Okay.
like the lawyers and stuff tried to go in, and
Get
we
some money.
we recognized, and we like, yo,
Took
we ain't gonna let
advantage.
them get involved with
Right.
this. We can handle this on our own.
So you saying you won't? So any girl that's messing with you right now, they already know. They like he ain't married. me.
Absolutely not. I'll be in love again. I believe in love, but I would never get married again. It's something. It's an infrastructure.
Should
thing.
Natalia get married because
So
hers
excited.
is coming out?
I mean, no, this is what I believe. I
Because
truly,
it sound like all cons when it comes to you.
yeah, this is what I truly believe. A marriage and a union.
Just then, before you get into that, just answer me this, and then we're gonna come back to that.
All right.
Should I go home and file for divorce?
No, absolutely not. Once you
All right.
in, once
Okay,
you in,
once
you in.
Okay, go ahead now.
Now, all I'm saying is a marriage or a union is supposed to make a person better or make the individuals
Yeah.
better. If you feel like it's going to make your life better, then all means, go in. Me,
But
I feel
everybody
like
thinks that.
I don't think I can. I don't think I'll meet a person that will make me better.
Right.
I just don't. I have yet to
Yeah.
meet that person after. And even when I married Mariah, I felt like, oh, we can grow together. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And it actually happened that way.
It seemed like when you got with Mariah, you worked hard, you kept working.
Exactly.
Why?
Because I didn't want to be a boy toy.
I would have.
Nah, because that was the thing.
I would have definitely been a boy
my
toy.
ego, all of that. Like I wanted to
Man,
be
F
able to
my
pay a
ego.
couple of bills. I was like, hey, Netflix is on me.
Yeah,
I got
you know
this.
what I'm saying? Oh, I
gotta
can get
be
the
careful.
Netflix. You know what I'm saying?
As a female, it's hard. You got to be careful because you have to remember to be that independent woman, still strong, but not also diminish a man's
Worth.
your
Exactly.
ego.
Diminish
as
my
well.
worth. You know what
And
I'm
part of
saying?
like I joked about it and all of that stuff, but like deep down, I was like, man, I want to be the man of the house,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what I was able to work up to a level to where I was financially.
Did you ever have any
secure and
arguments
stable
with
like she was.
Mariah and you was like, man, such and she's like, child, please. You know what I'm saying?
At times,
Yeah.
early on, but by the time it was over, I was able to step away and say, I don't want anything that you have. I got my own, and
Mm-hmm.
and we to this day are able
That's
to
beautiful.
operate, you know, as equals.
And co-parenting is beautiful and everything.
Amazing.
God bless you,
Amazing.
man.
So-
A lot of people can't sit up and say that, man.
Yeah,
You got a great mother of your children as well.
that's
bro.
why I'm smiling.
Hello, there it is. Now, Nick, what's the 2-year-old? He'll be 2.
Golden,
and-
yeah,
Golden.
the golden cannon.
I heard Golden Cannon.
He's destined for greatness.
Who named the baby Golden?
I guess I did.
Right.
I did, yeah.
All righty. Now, what kind of dad is Nick Cannon?
I'm a
You
fun
seem like
dad.
you'd be cool because I even been to some of y'all parties.
Yeah.
And you know, early on when y'all was having them parties for is it rock and roll?
Yeah.
Man, I would tell my daughter like, "Hey, this is your party." I would bring her in, and we'd take pictures, and then when she looked back, she'd really think
It's like,
because she was like
man.
3. You know what I'm saying?
I had an amazing party.
She was
at
like, "Man, what's that
Disneyland.
Santa Monica Pier? This was dope." You know what I'm saying? But what kind of dad are you?
I'm fun but stern at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Like everybody knows that I'm probably, you know, the disciplinarian in the family, but at the same time, I'm a kid at heart. So they know that it's going, you know, I got ball pits and slides in my living room and candy stores in the house,
man.
but at the same
What qualities are important for you to teach them?
honesty.
Whoa, don't we know it?
Yeah.
what I'm
Be
saying?
honest. You can't get in trouble with me if you're being honest.
I heard that.
And
You don't
then
have to
love.
remember no lies.
Yeah,
on your end.
that's what I'm saying. Like, just don't lie to me.
Keep it real.
Lie and then love your family, and that's about it.
What mistakes have you made as a father?
Trying to be like too tough on my both of them or all 3 of them, but like mainly my daughter though.
Oh
Why
yeah,
so?
because the daughter. Man,
Yeah,
I have a daughter
just,
as well.
Yeah, you just want to be tough. You want
Right.
to protect her, so you want her to, and she has this tough element. But then sometimes you got to remember, like,
How old is she now, Nick?
7.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So you having conversations and everything
Yeah,
already.
oh yeah, and I'm too honest with my daughter. I've
how
learned
so?
that
You be like, these motherfuckers ain't shit.
already.
Good.
Yeah.
She needs that.
Yeah, but like probably, you know,
You're like, what?
it's a little too early.
Yeah,
She's like, what are you talking about?
Because like she'll come in and be like, "Yeah, this is my boyfriend." It's like, no, that's not.
No,
you.
it's not.
It's not you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, look at this goofy, big ear motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the thing. You probably give off too much information, and you never want to steal away their innocence. So I'm not. I always say I never want to lie to my kids. So when it comes to the holidays, and I'm a little too honest.
Right.
You know,
And if there's any kids listening to this,
Yeah.
you know what
so
I'm
you
about
going
to
where
ask.
I'm about to go.
Yeah.
Unless we'll be politically correct. I say every holiday has characters.
Yeah.
And you can appreciate the characters, but I bought that.
Yeah. And my thing is, I tell
got it
my,
for you.
I'm like, I get up too early in the morning,
Exactly.
sick or well.
Exactly.
So ain't nobody sliding down nothing,
exactly.
giving you some
Ain't
10.
no fat white man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell? Like, why do I give it up to him?
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, all
Give
my
me
stuff
those
say
cookies.
from mommy and daddy.
Exactly.
Best believe that, man. Would you introduce your daughter to Nick Cannon?
Ooh.
Like, think about Nick Cannon.
At what age?
Yeah.
21.
No, absolutely not.
Right now.
25,
Absolutely not.
30.
Maybe.
You'd
yeah,
be like,
30.
yeah, this is Nick. Let's
Okay.
keep going.
Yeah.
And how old are you now, Nick?
I'm about to be 38.
No, you wouldn't have introduced her to it yet at 30.
30 because 30 I
Right,
was
that's what
married.
I
I
said.
was
I
married.
with you at 30,
But
Nick.
I was married at 30.
Yeah, but nah,
I was
Nick.
solid at 30.
Nah, I still wouldn't.
Like
okay,
that's
so-
actually the good Nick.
okay,
Like good
what
Nick was like 28 to about 35.
Okay, what
What
about
changed
Nick
you?
at 37? 30, you know? Because you're not married now.
but a little more wise. Probably too brutally
Okay.
honest. Probably, you know, a little.
Because see, easily I would
Little
introduce
torn.
my daughter to me.
Broken.
Yeah, broken.
Instantly. It's obvious you can't. You had a harder time with
Yeah. Not at certain ages. Like now, even now, I'm too honest with my children.
I
Too
need to-
honest with everybody.
Well, do I need to
I don't
go
believe
home and
in
be
that.
more
I think so.
honest?
What do you?
I don't believe in being too honest because I grew up with a very honest mother and I appreciate that. So I don't know why you're
No,
like,
no.
You
There's
know,
certain
my
things
mom
to
was-
be too honest about.
Yeah.
Like I know I've learned now because I've learned this the wrong way. If a girl says, "Do I look fat in this?"
Oh man, I'm out of here. No.
that is a
No,
trick
bro.
and you're
question.
gonna say yes. You say yes straight
If
up.
yeah, you look fat in it. If you had to ask and you know your ass look fat in
Like
that,
but if they came in, you wouldn't say
date over.
You wouldn't. If they
It's
came in,
done.
you wouldn't say you look fat in that. But if they ask you,
If you ask me that question, I said, you know, if you're asking me that question, that
Right.
you are uncomfortable in that outfit.
There's a
Right.
difference though between being honest and being rude. You can be
Right.
like, you know
Oh,
what?
I know
think
how to
put
finesse.
Yeah,
Right,
that's what
right.
somebody
I'm a
has
man of
sugar
charisma.
on it.
but
Put a
still
little
at the
sugar on
end
it.
of it, they will know that they look
Yeah.
fat in that outfit. You know what I'm saying?
So that's why I said,
Would
don't
you
ever
tell
ask
them, like-
me a question that you don't want the answer to.
What about like when you see now with all the filters and would you tell a girl she's wearing too much makeup?
Yes.
Am I
Absolutely.
wearing too much makeup?
No.
That was
He's
good.
like, you need
was
more
honest,
makeup.
though.
He's like, you need
No.
more makeup.
that was good, man.
No, but it's the thing. I'm
good.
brutally honest.
No,
He's
that
really
was
good.
good. You serious about that?
Yeah.
That was good.
But I was being honest.
That was
okay,
that was
genuine.
the, that was the
Ask
acting
you.
Nick on that one. That was the acting Nick.
Being honest.
Great
Yeah,
actor.
right.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna even go through the room and have you pick out all our flaws and everything.
See, that's not
Hey,
my
dude,
job.
I remember one time he asked me, he said, Big, how much weight you gonna gain, man?
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
No, he didn't.
He was like, man, you done weighed everything from 0 to 515 pounds, man. He like, how much weight you gonna gain, man? You know what I'm saying?
Hilarious.
And I wouldn't even have
Never
to ask.
said
He would
this.
tell me, he would say, hey, Big, you know you look fat. Nick, did Pete Davidson call you before he did the proposal
Yeah.
to Ariana Grande?
Yeah.
Why you didn't tell him, like, don't do it? You telling
Yeah.
everybody else in
No,
here?
no, this
telling
is-
me to go get divorced?
This is what I said. And I said,
Uh-oh.
live
Oh.
out that fantasy. Because that's what I did.
Fantasy?
This dude
You
said
calling it
live
a
out the
fantasy?
fantasy.
That's to live out
Wait,
that fairy
But don't
tale.
you think it's gonna
Fairy
last and they're gonna
tale?
be together
Dude,
for?
hold on, you
what?
guys. Hold on.
Horrible.
Wait.
That's
Live
right.
out the fantasy.
Yes.
Live out the fairy tale.
yes.
That sounds negative.
What does
Why
that
does that
mean?
sound negative?
Because
Once
Everybody
upon a
wants
time
a
there
happily
was-
ever after fairy tale Prince and Prince Charming and Cinderella. You want
A
that?
fairy tale sounds make believable. Once upon a
Yeah.
time.
Yes, that's
and
what it
then
is.
happily ever after.
That's what the ceremony,
fiction,
the
huh?
white dress, the flowers,
let
the
me ask you
ring.
this.
It's all fairy tale fantasy shit.
No, Nick. I
You're
think
so broken,
I
Nick.
think that if it was somebody,
What is it? What does it make you better because
But
you
let me
get
tell
that
you,
ceremony that one
Nick,
day?
let me tell you, I think that if it was somebody that worked across the street and he said he was getting married to his fiance that worked at the flower shop, you wouldn't say live out the fairy tale.
I would say
No,
that.
you wouldn't. You would say, hey, no.
No,
I
but
think
no,
that
I
you
would
calling
flip-
Ariana and Pete a fairy tale.
It is, and it's a beautiful fairy tale. That's amazing. He knows he's marrying up. Like,
Right. But that's
so
a cold piece.
did I.
And so
Like-
did I. I'm sorry.
I was like, if you're not marrying up, you ain't
Is it
hustling
more
the
of
right
a fairy
way.
tale because it's so quick?
Live out the fairy
That's what I
tale.
did. Like
Okay.
it was amazing.
Okay.
I was in this amazing cotton candy bubble of just
This is
joy. And like, oh my God, this is amazing.
Tiptoeing through the
Trouble
tulips,
again.
floating
And
around.
everybody doesn't get to experience that.
Why?
Because everybody doesn't have that fantasy or
See,
that fairy
so that's
tale.
the same thing that I'm saying about the person that worked at the flower shop.
Now let me flip it on you for a
Okay,
second.
please do.
Because
Let's
the
make
guy
sense.
who's working at the flower shop is
It was his
probably,
girl that's working at the
Yeah,
flower
yeah.
shop.
the
Pay
girl.
attention.
No, but I'm saying
the story.
No, as I flip it, that's
Right,
what I'm
okay.
saying. It's the girl who is probably living out the fantasy because she wants her dream wedding. She wants the dress. The guy ain't no dude think about, man, I can't wait to get my tuxedo on, and like we don't think like that.
I did.
It's the children.
That's right.
Yeah, okay,
Looking
you
at
did.
camera. Looking at
As
camera.
little boys, we're not thinking about
Not
our
at all.
tuxedo. Little
No,
girls
I
are
wasn't.
thinking about
Yes.
their wedding dress.
We are brought up in a society that makes you believe that that's what you are. You are waiting for someone to ask you
Right.
to be part of your life, and then two,
And these are the things that I'm too brutally honest with my daughter about. I was like, forget
No.
the wedding dress, forget the ring. You don't need
Jesus
that
Christ.
from someone.
Oh, my God, Jesus
That's
Christ.
that's too brutally honest.
No.
Because I don't want my
I'm about to
daughter
ask-
to
you
believe
know what?
that
I'm
she
gonna ask-
needs
should I
some
ask her to
man
leave?
to make her better.
no, but you also don't want her to grow up
fairy
to
tale.
believe
Well,
what
like
about-
the
what
Should I
fisherman.
ask her to leave?
No, I like
You know what I'm
it.
saying? She
don't
getting
screw
nervous
up
now.
No, I'm not nervous.
Yeah,
I'm not
I'm
nervous
just talking about because you asking a lot of questions. 'Cause Usually she sit back and let me do the interview like this. She like, but today she just like.
But
who
that
hurt
is a
you?
beautiful
No,
ring
thank
that you
But-
have on your finger.
But I'm also not living out a fantasy as well. I know the
know.
relationship that I have
according to
between,
Nick, you are.
between
Yeah.
But
me and my
there's-
man and
See?
but I like
She
I'm
done-
gonna leave it
you-
alone.
yeah,
I'm gonna leave it alone.
Is her wedding? Is her marriage gonna last? No. I'm just
Yes.
playing. Okay, so let's get back to Pete and Ariana
Yeah,
Grande.
get back on that.
Yes.
Alrighty. So he says, "I'm going to propose to her, or I'm thinking about."
Yeah. Or he was like, man, I'm in love. I was like, that's dope, man. Like, he was like, I've never experienced this before. And if you know anything about the both of them, but specifically even Pete, they've been through a lot. You know what I mean? Pete's upbringing, and even when I first found him and
Yeah.
stuff, it was, from his father's situation with 9/11.
Yeah,
And,
man.
like, those are two spirits that actually can, mend each other. So I was like, yo, that's dope that you found somebody that even in the dark times that you guys can be there for each other. That's beyond the fantasy and the ceremonies and all of that stuff. But to enjoy that, enjoy
So he
the
tells you,
dessert,
"I'm thinking
too."
about
Right.
proposing."
I was like, yeah. I was like, go in.
And you said, did you say fairy tale to him?
I might have. Is that's not a bad thing? So why are you guys making that a bad
It
thing?
sounds
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
What should I have said?
because
No,
just
you're right, man.
go do it, because adding the
No,
fairy tale and the fantasy.
don't say go do it if that's not what you
Ariana
felt.
But just adding the
Yeah,
fantasy part.
That's a good catch.
Yeah,
That's
you're right.
amazing.
Adding the
Exactly.
fantasy part or the fairy tale part is kind of saying like, it's not gonna work out.
No, why happily ever after is how fairy tales end. You look at that. I'm just saying.
I agree, man. That's a good
You know
catch,
how-
so go for it.
Yeah,
Go.
you know what?
That's good advice, dude.
That's what
That's great
He
advice.
will agree.
Is
Mr. I
Every
won't
married-
propose to anybody. I
Has
still
even
live
said
with
I
my
love you to
mom.
his girl.
Over
I'm the
a
same
year,
way.
hasn't
So we
said
ain't
I love
listening to
you.
him.
Been with his girl for over a year and
Yeah,
hasn't
yeah.
said I love you
Oh,
yet.
you haven't said I love you?
No.
no,
After a
over
year.
a year.
It's been a year, dog. Come
See,
on.
I'm first date. I love you.
This dude.
I'm
Let's
in
get it out the
love.
way.
Man. So when he did propose to her, then what did you do? You was like, is that what you got from our conversation? Is that what you said to him?
Yeah, because he was telling me. I'm thinking about. I was like,
Have
do
you
it.
ever told
That's what I
someone
did.
don't do it?
Nah, I would never
Because
say
I
that.
have a homie of mine, man. I wish I would have told him.
Not to.
I wish some
today
people
I
would have
would
told
have.
me, not from my marriage, but all the times I've been engaged.
How many
How
times
many
you been
times?
engaged?
Like 6 times.
Damn.
What the hell?
Some people collect stamps. You ain't playing when you say
I'm a hopeless romantic.
6
man.
times.
But that's why I learned. Now, I won't do it again.
You
When
won't
was
even
done?
get engaged again, huh?
Never.
When was the last time you were engaged?
About 30 minutes ago.
Right. About a week ago.
Like it wasn't after you
Mariah.
before. Okay,
yeah.
that was
since
okay.
Mariah. I've never been in a relationship since Mariah.
Really though. So
You're
when so
broken.
I know some
I
single
am.
girls.
I've always said
he
that.
said I am. When was the last time you
Thank
had
you.
sex? When was the last time you smashed?
What time is it?
Well, if we're being
On
real.
the way here.
Hello. I thought you showered, so
Exactly.
yeah, all right. Y'all stick around. We got Dirty Dick in it. My bad, Nick. We got Nick Cannon in the neighborhood. Man, the creation of a TV show
Yes.
called Wildin' Out.
Yeah.
Did you
Amazing,
think
bro.
that when you came with Wildin' Out, that you'll be sitting up here like 12 seasons later?
Yeah, not really. I mean, think about it. We selling out arenas. We got
Yeah.
restaurants. We got video
Hey, dude,
games.
I was gonna ask
So
you.
crazy.
There's a Wildin' Out already, and you opening up a second.
Yeah, we're opening. We have one on South Beach in Miami. San Diego, my hometown, is next, and then Hollywood is right after that.
So Wildin' Out, what's on the Wildin' Out menu? Chicken,
Buffalo chicken donut burgers,
Roast
As it
burgers.
should be.
Yeah, lemon pepper wings. Like
Hey,
we
man.
got the family reunion
When
wing
they come
platter.
in, when the customers come in, do y'all say like, "Man, look how big your eye is, man! Look, you old fat ass motherfucker! You get roasted. Can you
Clouding
imagine?
on
You get roasted when you come into the Wild and Out
Can you
restaurant.
imagine if you did that, or you had to freestyle, and if you beat
To
the
get
person,
your
you got
food.
your meal?
I like where you going with
Yeah,
this, Big.
man.
They
Yeah.
use you for the market.
Well, you know what I'm saying? When we do the San Diego, we just do that for the grand opening.
There it is.
Yeah, not for the whole get together, man. So you going now? You're doing what? Is it season 13? You're
Yeah, we're
doing now?
going into 13.
That's
Wow.
crazy,
Yeah,
man.
it's
And I know
true.
that you and you know what I think is so dope, man. Just how many people in the last 12 seasons
Yeah.
that's been, and I'm not just talking about established artists.
Yeah.
I'm talking about also people that you just kind of seen, gave them a shot,
Yeah.
and they have taken off as well, bro.
Yeah, and I can't take credit for anyone's career, but I love the fact that I was able to build a platform that allowed people who weren't getting opportunities to have opportunities. So, I mean, when I first created it, I was down, at the Comedy Union off of Pico and just rented that place out, spent my own money, and it was people that, nobody had heard of at the time, like, Katt Williams, Kevin Hart, all of these people who beefing with each other, right?
Yeah, that's
but
another
they
story.
they all super successful. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And to know that we were all struggling, and just trying to get it together, and now everybody can sit back and help their own, succeed is a beautiful thing. And today, now we got the DC Young Flies,
Yeah,
and
man.
the Just Hilarious, all
Yes.
these people just
Hilarious.
going off, and I was like, man, this is a great platform that has lasted, decades. So
And now when we look up at it now, a successful tour as well.
yeah.
And I mean like a tour.
A real tour.
Not just like, man, we're gonna do one date.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
We've been all over the country. This is our second year. We're gonna go international.
That's
Next time
dope.
we're going to Africa and
Yeah,
UK
we
and all
should.
that.
We should.
Come with us, big.
Right. No, but mine got to be all expenses paid.
I
man.
got you.
Okay, remember you said that. You supposed to, and you missed to keep it real.
You should get on Wildin' Out.
I did
You
Wildin'
been
Out
here.
I
already.
haven't seen it.
Yeah, I did that. I
haven't
murdered
seen
them
that
too,
episode.
Jack.
You should go
And
on
my
again.
squad won. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do you know which squad is going to win before we come in? Because I worked hard.
I
You know what I'm
don't.
saying?
I
Oh,
actually
okay.
don't. I never know. And it's usually up to the Wild Style battle, like, because none of the other games even mattered. Until
I was ready for that Wild Style battle too.
Yeah, so.
I was like, I'm ready because this is what I do.
This
what he do.
I'm like, man, come on with it, you know.
And if once we bring it back to LA, if we ever do, more than welcome to come.
Yeah, why it's not in? I can travel. What you mean?
I mean, you gotta be here.
It's gotta be in LA for me to be on it.
How are you gonna get to Atlanta?
On a plane, motherfucker. How you think I'm gonna get to
You gotta
Atlanta?
be here every morning.
What is he talking about? I'm not talking about doing a whole season. I'm talking about just coming in and tearing y'all apart and getting back on the plane.
Say no more.
You know what I'm saying?
We got 26
He's going.
episodes.
Hey man, what happened with Azalea Banks?
Yeah, what
Oh,
really
nah.
went down with that girl?
Man, I feel bad, but it was great for ratings. It was,
Right.
it was one of the highest rated episodes of the season. It was too much for her. You know what I mean? And I think we had the understanding that, she liked to talk shit. She liked to
does.
go in. We gonna have some fun with her. And we explained it to her, but I don't think she was too and I don't want to blame her team, but they didn't brief her enough about what we were doing. They told her the name of the game. She was familiar with the show, but she didn't know how hard people go on the show.
Right.
And we thinking we created the game called So Petty because you petty, we gonna have some fun with it. And it just it kind of went over her head and she got embarrassed. And I think because she got embarrassed, I wanted to protect her. Like the father in me took over. I was like, I'm not gonna let y'all just sit here and bash this young lady. And then she went to her defense mechanism of blaming colorism and all of these things, which is probably some issues she'd been dealing with all her life. When it was just people, we was just roasting. That's what we do. Like she did not get it nearly as bad as everyone else who comes on the show.
Yeah,
so,
I know.
But
I know you pulled a sandwich out your pocket on me.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
That's how we do. Like we find your insecurities and we poke at it.
Yeah, hell yeah,
Let's
y'all
be
do.
brutally honest.
I know, I'm still in therapy. And here I am asking to go back for season 13.
Because it's all love.
As
It's
I
all
don't remember
love.
season 7. You see, I remember the season and everything, man.
Exactly.
Have you had anybody else that kind of got upset with the way things were going down? Because like with me, I knew what I was walking into, and
It's a roast.
it's already so many seasons.
Yeah, it's a roast. And I think people, what happens in anytime someone comes on the show, and this would happen with Azalea too, we said, is there anything off limits?
Right, yeah,
Is
yeah,
there
yeah.
anything you don't want us to talk about? And she said no. And I was like, all right, well, we going to go in. But if there's somebody saying, you know what, don't talk about my tax issue.
Right,
you know
yeah,
what?
yeah,
Don't
yeah.
talk about,
Because
my
my
side
thing
baby.
was
You
my thing was my mom.
I remember that.
And y'all respected that.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
100%.
saying? Yeah.
And it was simple as that. Like, and it's certain things to where even, the same thing with Kevin and stuff. There's certain things like he'll come on and let you say anything, but there's certain things like, man, don't
Yeah,
even.
yeah, yeah.
And we don't touch it out of respect. But if you say go in, we go in.
So I saw Tekashi got a little upset when Luda was on the show.
Yeah, you've been getting some good stuff you didn't have to pay for.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Real
Plugs,
talk.
plugs.
Nah, and it's funny because we've been trying to get Tekashi on the show for a while, but the network has been a little afraid of him.
Really, they better get him on.
Yeah.
Right.
and-
TV, y'all better
You
stop
talking about
sleeping.
ratings.
And I
Like a
keep
king.
telling them,
You
like,
talking about ratings?
Talking
Get
about
Tekashi
ratings.
on that mug.
Yeah, and they get it now because this was early on when he was just
Yeah.
starting to bubble, and he had, a lot of things, especially corporations get scared of when it's like court cases and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
they stay away from certain individuals because they don't want to, have alliances with stuff that if it does go bad, then they can say they overlooked it. But for someone like that, like I always say, like, yo, every rapper got a court case.
If
Every
not, they
rapper-
got one coming up. If they didn't beat it.
So, but then obviously as people get more and more popular, corporations start to forget about all of the
Yeah.
issues that they had with them before. So, but Tekashi jumped on it when Luda said that, he didn't know how long Tekashi was going to be around.
Yeah.
And Luda kept it real.
And
That's an
Tekashi, he
honest
found
answer.
that though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it was just kind of lost in the show, and I
Yeah.
thought that he brought a lot of light.
He's
to
a
it.
professional troll.
Yeah.
That's what he does well.
Do your thing, man. I enjoy watching
Get
him.
him on.
I ain't gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying?
Me too.
Nick Cannon, America's Got Talent.
Yeah.
Why did you leave that for real? For real?
Again, speaking my truth, they got offended. They threatened to fire me, and I was like, you can't fire a boss, so I quit.
I heard. Can I ask how much were you making a year there?
Roughly $10 million a year,
Damn.
and it was like a 5-year contract.
You quit on 10 mil?
But think about like $10 million a year for the next like 3 to 5 years.
Some people ain't never even gonna make that in their lives, and you let it go.
So you possibly walked away from $50 million just on that deal.
Yeah,
Okay.
Damn. Well,
All right.
but that I live my truth.
Yeah, hell
And I
yeah.
never thought that like at
You could have
one
threw a little
moment-
lie in there.
Nah, but at one I was like, I'll get it back.
Yeah, hell yeah. But you could get it back. But but it could have been a plus.
But it's principle. Like,
yeah, I hear
that
you.
money doesn't control me.
Nah, I hear you.
And it was one of those things where everybody was shocked and surprised. Like, you really gonna walk
And you
away
know
from
what's
the
the
number
trip?
one show on television? I don't care.
When I saw that, I understood it because I was like, man, you can't buy me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now you can lease me. You know what I'm saying? And I would have had some hard fights with myself at the house.
yeah, and it was.
But altogether, I would have been like,
My entire team, everybody around me was like, man, why would you do it? Like, everybody. And I was like, that showed me that I was like, oh, you guys believe I'm only this job. And you think this job makes me.
well, I know
let
I'm
me
only
show you.
this job.
There's so much more, big.
Yeah, well, thank you for saying that. You know? But you didn't even look at me when you said that.
You looked at the window.
Yeah, no,
like,
he
"You're
was all
so
down
much
here. He was like,
more."
"You're so much more, big."
So much more.
You're like,
big.
man, and I pride myself on telling the truth. Now I'm
You
sitting
are.
here, now I'm sitting
I'm
here lying to
really
the big
honest.
homie.
You're a brand.
Yeah. There's a lot of things that's a brand. You know what I'm saying? There's things in the 99-cent store that's a brand that
That's
you're
true.
definitely not effing with.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Gucci's a brand. You know what I'm saying?
You've stood firm on who you are many times,
Yeah,
and
I
look
had
where
to.
you are.
I heard.
There you
There
I
go.
ain't gonna even argue with that.
There it is.
But I'm gonna also tell you that they weren't paying me $50 million over there. Either. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they was kicking in $50 million, brother, I would.
And that's the funny thing is, like, I always say this too, because everybody was always talking about how Chappelle stepped away. His $50 million was hypothetical. Like, it
Right,
wasn't like,
could have been.
It could have been like I walked away from solid cash that was right there, and I learned from Chappelle because I was opening up on the road with him when he was going through his thing, and we had those conversations. And I would say that definitely inspired my decision.
Did Chappelle call you like, damn, that's not what I meant? What's wrong with you?
Nah, he didn't. But I learned from his leadership.
And I remember, man, I got a partner. Do you know Cam, West Coast Cam?
Yeah, of course.
I remember Cam was like, man, Nick is one of the most woke ninjas. You know what I'm saying? Because, because people would, back in the day, people would look and be like, oh, Nick, the corporate guy, you know.
Yeah.
But in these years that we've seen Nick has come into like your soldier has really stepped out.
I've learned, I've grown, and that's the thing where the superficial things of this industry, I've had it, enjoyed it. So now it's like, what else is there? And then that's to better yourself and to better your community.
Mm-hmm.
So when I really focus on it, like, that's why I went back to college. That's why like all of these things is like, yo, I'm not only trying to build for me, but I'm trying to build for the others that are connected to me.
What's your vibe on Colin Kaepernick? Like,
That's my dude. We talk weekly, you know what I mean, or communicate weekly. But we work out together in New York and all that stuff. And like that dude, I wish him nothing but the best. But he's become a movement. And and when you watch how he trains daily, like harder than I've got in front of that football a couple of times when he throwing it. You don't want none of that smoke. Like, that dude is real, and like to know that he could compete at the highest level today with all the stuff that's going on mentally, that being kind of blackballed, but still get up every morning at 5 a.m. throwing a football to train like that. That in itself says so much about who he is as a person.
Y'all stick around. Oh, go ahead.
Do you think that he's going to be able to sign with another NFL team?
If they're smart. I mean, look what happened with Nike.
Yeah, tell me about it,
Yeah,
man.
if they smart. It's about dollars and cents at the end of the day. Like, we want to talk about, community, racism, controlling. At the end of the day, it's all about capitalism. That's why all of this stuff we deal with is about money. And when they see that you can make them money and not lose them money, they're going to tap in.
Nick Cannon, we've been having this discussion. What is the Illuminati? And are you in it?
Yeah,
You
man.
want the real
He's in
talk?
it.
Yes.
Tell
Because
us.
I
Honest.
still don't know what it is, man.
First of all,
Show us your past.
oh, man.
When you were showing all
I'ma
them
go-
cards, was
yeah,
one of them
right.
an
Nah,
Illuminati
we gonna go
membership
deep.
card? Okay.
Let's
We're
go.
going to go deep. I
Please
don't know
do.
if y'all want to go deep.
Wait, hold on. Before we go deep, is it going to be a danger to me?
Yeah.
Nah.
Okay, well, let's go deep.
Again, the Illuminati is only real if you believe in the Anglo-Saxon Christian mentality, because it comes from a place of Roman Catholicism. And and the Illuminati was a heightened group that was created during that Elizabethan period, that were people that were controlling and writing, and really the scientists of that time. But if I tap into my indigenous or my African culture, which is beyond the Illuminati, which was around before that. But what's happened, people have taken a term like Illuminati
and
said,
and simplified it too.
Yeah,
though.
and be like, oh, there's secret societies. There's tons of secret societies, and I actually believe there's greater secret societies than the Illuminati. But
Why is
the people
everyone-
who really run stuff don't want you to know that they're out there doing that.
Why is everyone successful in the Illuminati? It's Beyonce. Jay,
Beyonce.
soon as you make it successful, they're like, oh, they're in the
Say
Illuminati.
I'm in the Illuminati because the Illuminati just means to be illuminated, just to enlighten. But it's a concept. It's stupid because if you really dig deeper, there's families like the Rothschilds or even the Bilderberg groups. These are things that are actually factual, documented families that control the world and all the money and the banking systems in the world. But we don't. As a people, we don't study that. We just hear something bright and shiny like the Illuminati and think that we could belong to it. Ain't no black people in the Illuminati.
Yeah,
Like,
I was wondering, man.
we barely got over slavery. How you gonna put somebody in the Illuminati?
Which was a
Like,
choice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Which was a choice.
Wow.
You know?
You said it, not me.
Yeah, no, Kanye said it.
I think to me, and I've talked about this a lot of times, I do believe like people selling their souls is real, but I don't think it's to the idea of like you signing a contract to become successful. I think it's what you do to become successful where you stop forgetting about others and only focus on yourself.
Nick, now we know you're not gonna get married.
Ever.
Do you say girlfriend? Do you have a girlfriend?
Nah, I don't believe in relationships like that. I
So
don't believe in
relationships
putting
are
on
over.
titles. Yeah, because I would be lying.
So when a girl come to your house, she
Yeah.
know that it's like nothing else.
First of all, she probably not gonna come to my house because I do have. I'm gonna be like I don't move like that.
Right,
Like,
right.
So
You got to be a very
So where
very
do you
special
smash
person
at?
to come to my house. That's what the Four Seasons is for.
The Four Seasons.
You're
are-
fancy with it.
but you
that's very
gotta
nice.
you gotta give them a nice experience.
Is it a standard room or do you get a suite?
Nah, you gotta rock in the suite. That's
Okay.
for me though.
Okay. Oh, that's for you. What you used to.
Yeah, that's what I like. That's what I'm accustomed to, big.
So any girl that's listening or looking right now, they just know that they
But
pay
again,
a position.
tell every woman who deals with me, I'm probably not what you want. I'm probably not what you need.
I
Like,
love
I'm
that.
Not, I'm not
Reverse
That's
good.
player
psychology,
stuff right
man.
there. That's what Bishop Don Magic Juan told him too.
I'm very comfortable with saying that. I'd rather be a platonic friend with someone and we can enrich each other in that way because then I'm not gonna have to worry about you, searching through my phone and wondering who I'm talking to. We just cool. Like I got way more friends that I'm platonic with than I do successful relationships. I got friendships that have lasted 20, 30 years, but relationships that at the longest have lasted 7. So
Is Mariah your longest relationship?
yeah,
I heard that.
yeah.
You look like you was locked and loaded over there right there.
Did you let Golden's mom know this before?
I
Like,
think
did you
she
guys have
knew,
a
huh?
relationship or?
Again, because I feel like our relationship was stronger than just being a sexual or intimate
Right.
relationship. She knew who I was before that and accepted me, and that's when you know you got a great person in your corner. You know what I mean? Somebody's like, I know you broken. I know it's a lot of stuff going
Right.
on, but I'm gonna love you regardless. I can't ask for more.
Will you
than
have
that.
more kids?
I want to. I'm not planning on it though, but I wouldn't mind. Like I always thought I would have 5 kids because my dad had 5 kids. So I got.
Well, you got 3
You
more.
I
got
got
two more to
three
go.
more to
two
go.
more to go. So if anybody's
You better
out
get to
there,
working.
no,
What-
Taking application.
What do you get in your DMs?
it's
Do
too
you
many.
look at them?
Let's
Yeah,
check 'em.
it's too many.
Like I know you get people that want to get on Wild and Out and people that
It's
want to get
probably
into
more
business.
about that. It's more
Okay.
opportunities.
Sending
Like the
Do you
ones
ever
I
get
have
naked
seen-
women in yours?
Yeah,
Let me tell you what I get in my DM. I get illustrators and people that want to turn me into characters and cartoons. And,
Check out my
you know what I'm
mixtape.
saying? Yeah, check out my mixtape.
I think those are bots. Cause I get those too.
Yeah.
I think they just automatically pop
and
up.
they be like the first ones.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
man, I need to get your notification.
yeah, those are bots that just come in.
So
and do
so
that.
you'll get a lot of people that want to get on Wild and Out, but do you get nudes in your DM?
yeah.
What do you do with those?
I
Because you
don't-
never forward them to
I
me.
have I have so many DMs that I don't check them.
Yeah.
Like I have a setting. I think that it's if I follow you, I
Yeah.
see a D. That's the only
That's
time
for
I'm
everybody.
notified. So if that's the only time I'm notified where I actually see it and I'm like, oh, then
See, I
I'll
have
go.
all
and check.
that notification.
We have
off.
2
Yeah.
different folders. One
Yeah,
for people we follow,
but
and
all
then
the other D, and I
non-followers.
don't go into my DMs unless it's like.
Do you ever
somebody
mess?
I
Have
really-
you ever messed with Tinder or anything like that?
Nah.
Have you
I
ever
don't-
smashed a fan, like somebody that you just met and they was like, "Oh, I love you." You're like, all right,
Early
you can get this.
on,
You're like, I
like
love
you know,
you.
Scream Tour.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, man, it's been that
Me and
long.
Omarion knocking the girls down when
Hey
we
man,
was.
do you think Omarion really want you to say
Omarion,
that?
like, why you putting my business
we was
out?
16, 17 years old.
But let Omarion tell
Nah,
that
actually,
story.
I'm a lot older than Omarion.
Yeah, let Omarion tell that story.
Scream Tour, we was wilding.
Really though.
At least I was.
That's where the term wilding out came from.
I don't know what they were doing because I was grown. They was little kids.
Mm-hmm. They was wilding out.
That's why I wrote that I'm a grown man, not B2K. If I need a girlfriend, it won't be today.
Man, we ain't never heard that.
Nobody's ever heard that.
That was a
Where?
hit.
When?
Even Doc that played all the records, Doc like, man,
That was a hit.
Knock it
don't
off.
get into that R. Kelly gigolo stuff.
That
with
was
him,
a
man.
hit.
You see, I knew it was R. Kelly. You know,
Exactly.
don't get into that. You know
Exactly. I had a nice run.
what I'm saying? Hilarious.
Oh gosh. Woo, now you
A
like
nice run at what, as an artist?
Yeah.
Oh my God, man, this dude. Now, is this part of your comedy routine on your Wild 'N Out
pretty
tour?
funny.
It is.
It's pretty funny.
Let me ask you this, man, and I want you to keep it real with me.
Okay.
Do you consider yourself an artist?
Absolutely.
Hilarious. Oh my God, this is great. Now, you're going to be at the Staples Center, right?
Yes.
Now, you're
And
not
I
wasting
force
material,
people to
right?
watch my music before the show starts.
That's what it's gonna be playing.
Well, I'm coming at 9:30.
Exactly. If you get there early, it's an onslaught of Nick Cannon video.
No, you know what I love though, man? I love how
gonna be
like
funny.
even early on, like your early like the CDs and stuff that you would give me.
Yeah.
They made great coasters at my house. You know what I'm saying? The way that I would take your music and just fly it places. Oh man, we
At least you tried
we
it.
used to sit down and we used to play a bit on air that try to find one. That's when we listen to your
you know-
album and we try to find one hit.
See, I'm so rich, I can laugh at this.
Yeah, you can.
But I have a staff that's outside that's really upset because this is how they make their money.
They're like, oh hell
And they
no.
like,
But
we
you
are
know
not
what?
gonna win.
You doing so well. You can pay it regardless. You know what I'm saying?
They're gonna be all right.
You should see when they bring your music, they be like, yeah, man, we know y'all ain't gonna play this. But
We're here.
Put it in that bucket. Put it in that folder.
even Doc be like, oh, damn, Nick here? Damn it. I'm like, no, Nick, he's here for a while now. Oh, okay. I'm gonna step in and he ain't got no new music, dude. You should see in our text, he was like, hey, I see Nick is coming in. Is it music?
Is he
I was like,
playing
no.
anything?
I was like, it's wilding out. He was like, all right, I'll see y'all in the morning. No, hey, man, but you know what? You always been totally comfortable
Yeah.
with wilding out, even with Mariah, with yourself, like
man.
having fun with the situation.
Again, it goes back to being honest and comfortable who I am. Like, it's not really, I'm not looking to prove anything to anybody. And like, I think to show that you don't take yourself so seriously shows how much confidence you have
Like
in
you
yourself.
won't go home later or be in the car later and think back to any of this and any of this hurt your feelings.
Nah, I
See, it
don't,
would
my
for me.
feelings don't
You know
get
what I'm
hurt.
It's like I have no feeling.
Yeah.
My feelings don't get hurt.
So if your feelings don't get hurt, you don't mind hurting somebody else's feelings.
Oh, that's deep, big. I attempt not to hurt anyone's feelings, but I know my honesty can often, offend, but I'm not trying to. That's not my goal. I'm never looking to offend someone. But again, I'm pretty sure there's some things that we probably said on this interview that people are gonna be they'll take to heart, or they'll be like, man, I didn't know he felt that way, or why did he say that? But it's just I'm just speaking my truth.
And you only, sometimes I notice, well, not sometimes, but you only will say something if you ask.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not out there trying to exploit nobody, but if you ask me a question, I'm gonna give you an honest answer. I don't know how to answer anything. I might finesse it, like you said.
Yeah.
We were talking about, if you're in a relationship or you say something, I'm gonna say it as honestly and as kindly as possible. But I'm gonna still tell you the truth.
On Wild 'N
like
Out,
that.
you have one headliner that can shut it down. One headliner.
Ever?
No, let me tell you.
Okay.
You have Katt Williams
Yes.
or Kevin Hart.
Ooh.
Who shuts it down?
Honestly,
Honestly,
Katt Williams.
Katt Williams. All
And
right.
that's why he will be at the Staples Center for the
Hello.
Wild 'N Out show.
Hello.
He will be there headlining
As he should. Hey,
this
man,
weekend
I
on
just
Friday.
watched one of his last ones on Netflix.
Genius. Oh my Genius. And it's, to me, I'm actually really sad.
Hey, dude, people forget how
Katt.
dope he is.
Katt might be one of the most brilliant comedic minds ever.
That dude, man.
And that's where I think when you see artists that have that level of brilliance and genius, it's hard for them to bottle it up and make sense out of it.
Man, he was in Jacksonville. His first thing that he did was like, is it Jacksonville? That's where you at, Doc, right? And the first thing was like 15 minutes of local.
Yeah.
The streets, hitting the crowd right.
Yeah.
Man, he did everything.
He's
And it was
amazing.
dope as hell.
I hope
bro.
he does that at the Staples
He
Center
will.
this weekend. But honestly, and I'm like I said, I'm saddened to see my brothers kind of come at each other and allow, like that's where I feel like social media actually does have too much exploitation and too much power, because some things should be left said to each other, whether it's Kanye and I, whether it's Katt and Kevin. Like, these are conversations as men we should have with each other, and not allow the media to make it like it's only so many successful black men out here, and when we beefing with each other, it make us look wild. They all laughing at us. So I believe everybody will figure it out. I think everybody likes the attention. That's what social media is all about.
Yeah.
And they're getting attention. Their fans are praising them. And, you know, we're taking it outside.
Do you want to be on social media, or you have to be on social media?
Have to be.
Yeah.
I've struggled with it throughout the years to where I've deleted my Instagram several times. I've hired people to do it for me, and then they mess it up, and like it's a difficult thing because it's not natural, and it's actually become like a drug. It's an addiction, and there's been times where, you know, sometimes when I'm trying to cleanse myself or fresh out the hospital, I'll get rid of all technology. I won't have a cell phone, any of that stuff, because we don't need it, but we feel like it's connected to us. Like, I think who was it, like Elon Musk or something said, like, we're already, he was like, we're pretty much already connected like robots already. Like, we're those, everybody's talking about, oh, eventually we'll have all this information embedded in our brains. That's what the phone is. We don't put it down. It's always on us at some point, whether it's in our hands,
and you think you
our
can't
pocket.
live without it.
And it's
You will go back and get your phone before you go back and get your child.
right.
So true.
Man,
I left my phone at the house.
Like, yeah.
And then it sometimes it brings out the best in us, but it also brings out the worst in us, and it highlights whatever you're feeling at the moment, because we don't think fast enough. And that's what, like, when I see my brothers like Mike and Kevin, like you was in the movie. I directed a movie with everybody in it. Tiffany Haddish, Katt Williams, voice was in it.
Yeah, go ahead now. he reduced me to a voice.
There
But
we
go ahead.
go. Wow.
Mike Epps, we were all Lil Duval, and it was just like to see everybody like, man, this is what I dreamed of when I would watch movies like Harlem Nights.
Yeah, man,
and
yeah.
Coming to America, and I was like, I want this generation to do the same thing,
Come
but
together.
we get successful and we feel like, because we're told and we're programmed that there's only one successful black person at a time. And they only give you, there's only one Eddie Murphy. There's only one Chris Tucker. There's only one Kevin Hart.
One big boy.
Exactly.
Yeah,
but now it's like, yo, we can all eat. And it's sad that we got to be in competition with each other of who's the funniest. No, comedy is subjective. Some people don't think Katt Williams is funny. Some people don't think Kevin Hart is funny.
You
Some
know, there's
people-
somebody out there
I
that
can't
don't think
believe
I'm
it.
funny.
You know what that the one person
Yeah, that's what, you know what I'm saying?
in
Like,
Spokane.
Spokane, Washington. Yeah, shout out to Spokane. I'm not dissing everybody, but just that one
one
person.
person.
Nick Cannon, are you into politics? Like, what do you feel about Donald Trump? Like, do
I think
you
it's all a
address any of
facade.
that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's set up to, it's a distraction, and he's a master distractor. That's why he is the president, and that's why he's able to
Do you
manipulate. Locally. I pay attention locally. I feel like the national elections are based off a lot of pageantry. If you understand what's really electing these officials, it's capitalism. The people with the most money get the people they want in the office. We don't pick our presidents, or even if they allow you to pick the presidents, notice you never pick the policy. The policies are set in place that the presidents have to implement. They're already there. All the laws are created by these people that we don't know their names, but capitalism controls.
Will you vote in 2020, seeing what we
For the
just what we
president?
saw? Yeah.
Nah, probably not.
All right, well, you got to leave my show.
No, but
right.
again, the focus is the right to vote is important. There's people that died for the right to vote. And that's the only reason why I exercise my right locally, because you actually can, if you pay attention to your local propositions that go on in your community, you can actually control that, because there's a difference between state government and federal government. Federal government is all about money. State government, you can actually control if there's a
Where
speed
things are
bump
going,
on your
yeah.
street, if there's a school being built or not being built. Like, that's what we really got to focus on. So I focus more on education. We need to know who, our city officials are. Who's the superintendent? What are they doing for your public school system? Those are the people you need to be talking to. Care less who the president is, because they're going to implement the same policies.
So in a nutshell, you're not voting in 2020.
I'm not, but I don't care who's the president. I
Right.
don't.
Yeah, because whatever
Pick
it
your
is, it's going to
oppressor.
be. Say it again.
Pick your oppressor.
I ain't mad at you. Nick Cannon, definitely want to thank you for coming into the
you.
I
neighborhood.
appreciate
so
you. I
much.
wondered, did I say anything on this interview that I'm gonna have to like?
Oh, come on.
It's too late for it. It's all
I mean, I
good.
don't care.
Yeah.
We
I'm
know
just
you don't.
saying, but
We know you
usually,
don't.
once I leave this room,
You be
I have to
thinking
be
about
like,
it?
I
What did
remember
I say?
it's happened so many times. Like, am I gonna get fired from something?
Nah,
Somebody's
you're
gonna
fine.
pull some sponsorship.
There's really nothing to
You'll be
get fired
fine.
from, because you own
You're
everything.
the boss.
You know what
You're
I'm
the
saying?
boss.
Hey man, and you about to do the Teen Choice Awards too?
Yeah, I mean we did that already.
Okay, so
Yeah.
is that do you host that every year?
Not well. That's they want me to.
Oh,
So
okay. They haven't called me for that. So. Hey, what's the mass?
I produce it
what's
as
the
well
mass
too.
singer?
Ooh, the Masked Singer. That is gonna. I feel is gonna be. I didn't want to host anything after America's Got Talent,
Right?
Unless it was truly special and I had a good time. The Masked Singer was something that I felt was truly special and I had a blast doing, and it was already.
And that's mask, like a mask.
Yeah, it's pretty much if you took Dancing with the Stars, The Voice, and Halloween and put it all together. Like you have all of these celebrities who have these secret talents of, being able to sing, and you don't know who the celebrity actually is, and they're sitting there in full costume singing. You got to guess who that celebrity is.
That is dope.
And it's
Fun.
already been a global hit around the world, so we're bringing it to Fox.
That
in January.
is dope.
Yeah. So I think it's going to work, man. Like, it's a lot of these concepts that you're like, that's kind of weird. That's kind of corny. I had such an amazing time. And when you see the level of celebrities that they got on this show, I was blown away because they don't tell me until they're revealed.
Oh, nice.
So you're just as shocked
don't
as
know
us in
either.
the watching audience.
Exactly. So,
And that's premiering 2019.
Yep, January.
This dude always got
Can't wait.
checks.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They always say you want to be
Got some
about
lined
6
up.
months ahead of yourself.
There you
6
go.
months to a year ahead of yourself.
Absolutely.
All righty, well, Nick Cannon, man, thank you for coming into the
Thank
neighborhood
you.
once
Appreciate
again,
you.
man. And we'll see you at the Staples Center this Friday for Wildin' Out.
Yeah.
Big Boy's
Big
Neighborhood.
Boy.